Hello everyone, Brian here, and welcome back to The Long Dark. Now, anyone who is following this series on the Hinterland forums will already have seen my screenshot, but we now have a rifle. So it's kind of a funny story because what I was actually doing when I found this rifle was I was off searching for more birch saplings to make arrows out of because I had resigned myself to the fact that I didn't have a rifle. So I was going to be making more arrows and, well, trying to anyway. But in the end, I didn't need to because I found the rifle. I still got the birch saplings and everything, and I'm still gonna craft more arrows and learn how to shoot the bow and all that because it is important for the long term. But for now, this means we can go hunting, which is, I mean, this game is not a hunting simulator, and I wouldn't want it to be. I love this game just the way it is. But one of the things I do like about it is the hunting, which loses nothing from being basically a secondary mechanic in the game. Um, it's it's not easy. Like it is. It's hard, but it's not hard in the sense that it's actually difficult to do because it's actually quite easy once you have the rifle to go out and hunt things. That's not difficult. Um, no, the hard part is that it is not it's not intuitive like a first person shooter. I don't know if that's really giving it the best description I can give it, but it's different, and we'll see that in just a few minutes here. For now, I gotta go out and find some deer. Seriously, literally like 10 feet from the door of the camp office, and there's freaking wolves up there. Now, normally, I don't, actually go actively hunting the wolves, but, God, I love the reload on this rifle. I don't normally go actively hunting wolves, but I would like to make myself a wolfskin coat at some point soon. So I'm gonna try. Oh, there's one right there. There's one right there. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And then you aim, and you have to aim. You cannot shoot the rifle from the hip. You aim, and you fire. Oh goodness, that did not kill that wolf. Oh my goodness. And now we're in a struggle, which for some reason I can't. Why am I so? What the heck was that? I normally do not have that much trouble with a wolf struggle. Oh my goodness. It's because I'm recording, isn't it? It's absolutely 100% because I'm recording. It knew. The wolf knew, and just. Ugh. Where's my rifle? Do I still have my rifle on me at least? Nope. I dropped it. I am bleeding out, and you are coming at me right now, and I don't want to deal with that. Come on. This is what makes this part of the game so harrowing. Oh. Okay. There's one down. There's another one out here.
We have to stop that bleeding somehow.
Yes, I do have to stop the bleeding. Hang on. Okay. Old man's beard. Wound dressing. Love it. Oh, I don't have any of my rose hip. Alright, I'll take the painkillers. Alrighty. Well, that was certainly more eventful than I had intended it to be. I'm literally not even, like, 10 feet from my door. Like, I think that's another dead wolf over there. That must be the one that struggled with me, because I did shoot it, so it would have started bleeding. and then I struggled with it, which would have injured it further, and then while I was killing this one, it wandered off and bled to death, I suppose. Okay, so I'm gonna skin these and get back to the camp office then. Well, that was certainly more harrowing than I intended it to be. I had to leave one of the wolf carcasses behind without harvesting it yet because I was starting to freeze to death. It got really cold all of a sudden, and I didn't want to, well, I didn't want to freeze to death. So you can see there, actually, that was a wolf that I killed in a struggle during the between episodes. So I already have one wolf pelt there that's in the process of curing. These are all the rabbits, of course, that my snares have caught along the way. And then we're gonna set this wolf carcass to, or this wolf wolf pelt and guts to cure as well. I'm maybe not as organized at this as other people, but I do try to be. Like, I try to, you know, I try to keep everything neat, or as neat as neat as it needs to be, for my purposes. But yeah, that was certainly more harrowing. I had completely intended for this episode to just be like a really super low-key kind of a thing. You know, go out, find some deer to hunt, you know, get some venison. But life often laughs at our plans. And that's just how it goes. But you know, it wasn't a total loss. I did get a wolf hide out of it. I also got some wolf meat out of it, which is cool because, you know, I'm playing on Voyageur mode instead of on Stalker. That's an interesting thing, actually, because on Stalker mode, I almost always avoid wolf meat, and bear meat for that matter, because it can give you intestinal parasites eating the flesh of predators, I guess. But on Voyageur mode, there's no problem with that, so I'm not gonna deny myself the meal.
Come on, little fire.
I do want to clarify one thing, though, which is just that, you know, I love the hunting in this game. I think that it's it has a really great mechanic. It has a really great feel to it. It's very atmospheric without, you know, it being minimalistic is really what I'm trying to get at here. I really do enjoy the way the hunting mechanic in this game works. That being said, I do not actually condone the hunting of animals. That's a very simplistic way of putting it. I don't actually have a problem with people who are hunters. It's certainly a, you know, it is certainly one way to live, being a hunter, you know, going out hunting and then using your carcass. Like the Native Americans would have, you know, they might have a little bit of a problem with how the Long Dark treats hunting, because when we go to harvest, yes, we're taking the pelts, which are useful to us. Yes, we're taking the guts, which are useful to us. And yes, we are taking the meat, which, again, is useful to us. But the Native Americans wouldn't leave behind things like bone and antler to just be, you know, discarded. That is not waste. The entire animal is useful. And I think that, you know, something that the Long Dark could maybe incorporate into it would be some uses for those other parts, the bone and the antler. But you know, that's not to say that I think that it's actually a problem. I like the game just the way it is. Keeping my food outside obviously causes it to decay more slowly, so that's always a good thing. Don't like to lose food. But before I can head back out there and try to actually hunt some deer, gonna have to rest up. I don't like going out when my condition is so low, and obviously, you know, I don't know why that wolf encounter took so much out of me. Like, I wasn't overly tired. I'm not carrying too much weight. You know, normally I don't have that kind of trouble with wolf struggles. It must just have something to do with, you know, maybe the frame rate issue from recording and playing the game at the same time. I'm just not sure, but you know, hopefully we'll get back out there and we'll do some hunting today. And we're ready to give this another try. Yeah, wow, that was something all right. So yeah, I rested up enough to heal up my wounds, and then I also had to wait out a small blizzard, only a couple of hours, but yeah, not the kind of thing I wanted to go outside in. So now we're gonna go find some deer. We're gonna do some deer hunting. Nice, low key. But actually, the blizzard did get me thinking about something, which was just that, you know, hey, what if I had been out hunting the deer when this blizzard popped up? So I've taken some precautions. I've brought along some sticks and cloth to make a snow shelter, a little bit of firewood to make a fire just in case. So probably what we'll do is, regardless of you know, whether or not we find some deer, maybe we'll take a look at building a snow shelter and spending a night outside. Always good to spend a night outside every once in a while. I know I've said before that I don't normally like doing it, but it does avoid cabin fever, which is one of the afflictions that you can get in this game. So, off to find some deer, really. That's all there is to it. Man, you know, this is really just the only thing that's kind of annoying about the deer hunting is, like, when I'm not out hunting, I didn't bring my rifle with me, or I don't have a rifle yet. Deer everywhere, and I can't find enough, or I can't get rid of them. Now, here I am, trying to hunt, have a rifle, haven't seen a deer. Oh, is that one up there? There might be some deer up there. I can't tell from this distance. Which means that we're probably far enough away that they're not gonna detect me. Is that birch? I do need more birch. Eventually, I mean. Of course, I don't need more birch right now. That is a deer. Okay. Here we go. So, this is the reason that I like hunting in this game so much. Because it's so thoughtful. You have to be so careful. It's difficult to aim and fire your gun. The bullets have an actual hard limit on how far they'll travel, which is referred to as your accuracy range. Oh, look, there's another deer over there. But so it's your accuracy range is the hard limit of the bullet, and it doesn't really, like, I don't have any way of really estimating how far that is, except through my own experience. I know that at a certain distance, the bullet will travel in a straight line and hit its target. And from just a little bit further away, it will travel in a straight line and won't hit its target, even if your aim is dead on accurate in both cases. So, you have to get close enough to fire without spooking the deer, which is not easy. No easier in this game than it would be in real life, for that matter, which is probably why I like it. The whole mechanic itself isn't the most realistic hunting I've ever seen in a video game, but it definitely serves the purpose. It makes the game feel the way I imagine the developers wanted it to feel. So, we're going to take this deer. I wanted to, again, clarify, when I said before that I don't condone hunting, it's not that I feel like hunting is bad. Obviously, in a survival situation, you're going to do whatever it takes to survive. Here we go. Okay. Breathe. Lead the target a little. Oh, he's lowering his head. I don't want to... No, that's bad. I want to wait for him to put his head back up. Oh, come on. Oh! No, I didn't get the headshot, so now he's going to bleed out. But, yeah. So that's really what makes it difficult. It's not a damage meter thing. It's not like he's got a certain amount of HP, and if I do enough damage, he'll die instantly. It's, in this game, an instant kill on the animal is a function of a critical hit. Either you score a critical hit or you don't. If you don't score a critical hit, the animal doesn't die immediately, it starts bleeding. And when it starts bleeding, it takes a certain amount of time to bleed out, depending on where you hit it. I'm not going to shoot at that other deer, I want to... Seems like a waste. But, yeah. So then, you know, depending on where you hit it, it takes a certain amount of time to bleed out, and it's just going to keep running away from me until it does bleed out. Actually, it might stop running if I stop chasing it, but then I may never find the carcass again, and I may already be hopelessly lost, and not be able to find my way back. Anyway, we're going to track this deer down. Well, that was a total loss. I lost the deer entirely. It's one thing that I feel like maybe they could, you know, modify just a little bit in the game, make the deer just a little bit easier to track once they're wounded. As it is right now, you kind of have to like look for tiny, minuscule drops of blood on the snow, but sometimes they're so few and far between that you can't tell where and when it was dropped, whether it's the same deer, or I don't know. It's really tough, and they run faster than you do, or at least I've never been able to keep up with one. But anyway, so we're gonna get a deer. I mean, it is possible that that is the deer, because I've heard, and I've never actually seen this for myself, because normally I just, normally I get the critical hit, headshot, and the deer goes down instantly, so, you know, I don't often deal with having to track and, you know, find the wounded prey, but I have heard that after running for a little while, after being wounded, the deer will stop running and go back to its normal walk cycle and everything like that, only to then die of blood loss later on. So it's possible that this is the same deer. This could very well be the deer that I shot and then ran away from me. I just don't know. Oh, we're over by the Trapper's homestead. That's pretty cool. But we're gonna take this deer. I am not ending this without taking a deer and building a snow shelter. That's how this is going. Now, here we go. Okay. All right. Nice and easy. Oh, he's looking at me. Oh. I do feel bad about it, though. I mean, Yeah, that's it. Oh. And you know, it's that thing, and I get that feeling that I just had just then. I get that feeling every time I kill a deer in this game. And that is, you know, I should be happy about it, right? I should be happy about the fact that I killed the deer, I succeeded at the game, I won. I'm gonna have venison to eat and everything else, but I just can't because I I don't like it. I don't like doing it. That's just me. But you know, for the purposes of the game, man, harvesting this is going to take a long time. But that doesn't matter because we're not going back tonight. We're staying out. We're staying out tonight. We're going to build a snow shelter. We're going to have a fire. We're going to have a little venison cookout. Oh, wind's starting to pick up. But it's still not that cold, so I mean, that's cool. Okay, so I mean, that's really that. Gotta find a decent place for a snow shelter, but it's, you know, not really late enough to go to sleep yet. I
wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
No, you can't drop any of this gear. We need this gear. This gear is mostly venison that we need to eat. But yeah, we're like right by Trapper's homestead now, so that's kind of neat. At least I know where I am, and I'm not, you know, hopelessly lost. There's a little cave over there. I could spend the day in the cave, but I think what we'll do is we'll build the snow shelter. So that's here, and then this, and then this. Oh, come on, really? This isn't it. Oh, there we go. Oh, come on. There we go. It's a nice flat area. I have enough sticks. I have enough cloth. Perfect. Building snow shelter. And then that's our little snow shelter. And now we're inside our little snow shelter. I mean, it's kind of cool, and apparently you can use the snow shelter. I've never actually done it myself, but apparently you can use the snow shelter for hunting. Like, I can actually use my rifle while I'm in here. I can use my bedroll. I don't know that I can actually put the bedroll down or anything like that, but I can make a fire and so on. So it's actually really cool. I like this added feature. I'm not exactly sure what kind of snow shelter this is intended to be, because there are a number of different snow shelters. It's clearly not an igloo. It's also clearly not a snow cave. It might be, and I'm probably going to butcher this horribly, it might be a quinzee, I believe they're called, which is, you know, kind of like a cross between an igloo and a snow cave. I'm not 100% sure on the construction of those, so it's kind of reminiscent of that, though, which basically involves just making a big pile of snow and then digging into it and using, you know, some sticks for structural integrity. But yeah, so I think that in order to make a fire, I have to put it... Oh goodness, what is that? Oh good. Oh crap. Do I put it in the doorway? No, I guess do I put it inside? I'm sorry. I'm really not familiar with how the fire works. Do I have to get out of the snow shelter? And build the fire outside? I just don't really use the snow shelter often enough to be certain of how this is supposed to work. I guess it would make sense that you build the fire outside. You don't want the fire inside your snow shelter. It's just going to melt the whole thing. In fact, probably in real life, being this close to the snow shelter would probably just melt the whole thing. So, but I don't know that things actually interact that way in the game yet. If they ever do. I mean, I don't know how they plan to tackle those types of things in the future. But no, that was really cool. Got the chance to take down a deer. Again, I don't really enjoy. Oh well. Oh, are you kidding me? What don't I have? I don't have any tinder. You're kidding me. You're kidding me right now. I had tons and tons of tinder.
I would drink almost anything about now.
Alright, I guess I'm off to find some tinder. Well, that was somewhat upsetting. So, as you can see here, our snow shelter is gone. Basically what happened there was just that I went out and I found some tinder, and then I built a fire, and then I got into my snow shelter, but when I got into the snow shelter, the whole thing bugged out. And I couldn't click on anything, and I couldn't move, and it looked like I wasn't going to be able to get out of the snow shelter at all. Eventually, I did get out, and I was able to dismantle the snow shelter, so that's all fine, but I had to dismantle the snow shelter, and I was really worried for a moment that the whole thing was going to be a big waste of effort. So, I'm not building another snow shelter. I'm going to go spend the night in the trapper's homestead. But that's fine. I mean, I got to build the snow shelter, which, you know, is good enough. We really did get done what we wanted to do today. We got to go hunting, took down a deer, probably 2 deer, although I don't know what happened to the first one because it ran off to bleed to death somewhere, which is really upsetting. I don't like wasting them like that, I suppose you could say. But we took down 1 deer. As much as I don't like killing animals, it's a survival situation. We did get attacked by wolves and had to kill 2 of them as well. But you know, I feel a little less bad about it since they were attacking me. So yeah, that was good. Really not sure how long I'm gonna leave it in game between this episode and the next one. Just jumping in real quick here into my journal, you can see that we're on day 29. Hey, we've been in Mystery Lake for a month. That's great. We're essentially 1/12 of the way through our 1-year survival challenge. So that's good. Probably, I'm basically done with everything that I wanted to get done on the Mystery Lake map, so probably what I'm going to do for the next episode is prepare for my move. This is the thing about me when it comes to this game. We won't move to the new map in the next episode. I want to do 1 episode in between, you know, this one and the end of our stay in Mystery Lake. But the thing about me when it comes to playing this game is that I'm a bit of a hoarder. Maybe call me a pack rat if you prefer that term. But when I move from one map to the other, I take everything with me. So all of the stuff that I have in the camp office here in Mystery Lake is coming with me to whatever map I move to. I don't know, probably Coastal Highway will be next. But yeah, so because I take everything with me, moving for me requires a lot of time and planning and effort. So we'll start our preparations in the next episode, and I'll show you kind of what goes into that for me. There's a lot of trips back and forth, waypoints along the way, you know, carrying stuff up to a certain point and then leaving it. But I'll show you more of what I mean in the next episode. For now, I really want to thank everyone for watching this video. If you liked it, please subscribe to my channel and maybe check out some of my other videos if you've got the time. But for now, once again, thank you so much, and as always, we'll see you again next time.